This video is going to be quite long. I apologise in advance. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hello. So I'm going to be breaking down my brutally honest review on Functional Beauty, which is these two. These are my first bottles. I recently got the my next two subscription piece collection in about 3, maybe 4 weeks ago. 2, maybe 3 weeks ago, if my memory is actually serving correctly. So the Functional Beauty, for a bit of a company breakdown, or to break the company down a bit into more of an explanation, you can absolutely customize your shampoo and conditioner to fit in your exact hair goals. So I will attach some screenshots on the screen so that you can see. When I was first interacting with the company, I had a very difficult, complicated experience, and I have never had an experience with any other hair care company prior Functional Beauty except for Functional Beauty. I mean, I will get into the actual experience of the hair product itself a little further along, but for right now I want to definitely nail down my experience with the website alone. When I was first interested in Functional Beauty, it was around about when Mikey or Lemon Girl was recommending the product because she uses it herself. I mean, whether it's like a one-time use but put it in a video a week later, or she actually does use the products. Shannons, who's also using it, Ribka twins, who are Australian acrobats, gymnasts and acrobats, and pretty much whatever other celebrity or guru user products. I was inspired to get on board with the FOB bandwagon as well. So when I first got onto the website after purchasing something else and had a fresh amount of money, I knew it was going to be pricey because I'd already checked the website out. I was also double checking that Functional Beauty could ship to Australia. I mean, of course it could, because the Ribka twins managed to score it despite being on PR. And I didn't see any reason why I wouldn't be able to get my hands on it. I'm too in Australia, in case you couldn't tell by my accent. But then again, there are Australians living in America or Europe, so that example goes out the window. This video is going to be quite long. I apologise in advance, but at least it's full of information in my perspective. So when I first got onto this website, double checking that it could absolutely ship to Australia, I then got as far as the payment method part of the webpage, and going through PayPal, I believe. For some reason it wasn't accepting my card too well. I thought, that is so confusing. And I think it also had a problem with when I jotted down my PO box, post office box details. It also comes up with the option of use this address anyway. So I clicked on that, use this address anyway option. Then I went to click submit order. Then it coughed up my card, like my card wasn't working with this website. I thought that was so bizarre. Twice in a row it happened, so I thought, alright, I'll just test my card out on a different website. So I went to a different website, clothing websites, ordered myself a skirt, and the card worked just fine. So I don't know what FOB's page problem was, the payment portion. So about, I think, a week or a fortnight later, I then tried again with the website and it went through smoothly, no hitches this time. I still ran into the use this address, detail information part. Anyway, it just seemed to, it successfully took my card this time, but for some reason it just had an issue with the post office box details, but it went through, and that's hence the option. So I wasn't also just mentioned that clearly I have received the packages, or the two damn near empty bottles, but I have been saving up all these emails from the company, that business owned emails where you communicate back and forth with an actual representative from the company. It's one of those auto generated emails. I have been holding on to all of those. I haven't deleted any of them, including the ones where I was actually reaching out to customer service so that I could get to the bottom of why there were so many mishaps. And at some point they were even asking for a alternate address so they could do a better job with the shipping, because of also COVID having slowed the world down in more ways than one, in more companies than one. So once I had ordered the first round, I posted about it on Instagram stories, and about a week later it told me that the payment didn't go through. It accepted my card this time round. I still ran into mishap details of my post office, but hence the user address anyway option. And a week later, the payments declined, and I had absolutely received a refund about 2 or 3 days later back into my PayPal account. So by the time that slips back through, I then went through the webpage again, set precisely the same order, what my hair was at the time. I was ordering all this while I was still blonde. I was actually ordering Functional Beauty long before I made a decision to clearly go brunette twice in a row. So I was still blonde, obviously artificially. And there's so many back and forth with payment problems and or money not going through a week later after, a completed transaction, a completed purchase, etc. Finally, all of this took at least about 3 weeks total for the company, etc. to get itself together. Then, I'm really trying to jog my memory here because it was that long ago. I had also been, by the time the products arrived, I actually started to do a first impressions where I was actually talking about precisely what I'm talking about right now with the company alone. I then washed my hair round one and then decided to do little updates on my phone, and I got through about 2 washes, but then my laptop was having so many storage issues, and even when I was transferring files back and forth from my desktop to my hard drive, a lot of the footage, especially on my phone, I believe, was actually corrupt. The file itself was missing. So the first impressions for my hair was just going down the toilet. So I thought, just scrap it and I'll just use this product as long as I can, really experience it, and I'll give a review at the very end. And I decided on the other side. So I am this far down with this shampoo alone, clearly. This is the full size bottle, about $89. And of course the conditioner. So the amazing thing about Functional Beauty, there's pros and cons, absolutely. Sadly, I have more cons than pros. Of course, the first amount of cons was a mishap with the website with faulty payments not going through, payments going through but then a week later being declined, refunds successfully going through again, more refunds, and then finally 2 emails back to back saying that my order's finally been shipped out. And by the time those 2 emails came through, only these 2 bottles arrived, obviously in a singular package with the added straws, the tubes they're not straws, they're tubes. So by the time that first package arrived, I thought, okay, so I finally got my bloody hands on this package. My mum went to the post office. I would have loved to have put colour safe in the hair goals. And by the time I did not know when Functional Beauty would be arriving, and by the time I'd even made a decision to start going brunette, by the time I had actually coloured my hair, 2 days later, or a day later, is when the package arrived. So I'm glad that the Functional Beauty shampoo didn't strip my brown colour out. Even though it wasn't listed as colour safe, it still didn't do anything with the colour alone, or it didn't do anything against the colour alone. So by the time I finally got my hands on the products, like I said, I started to run a first impressions where I was just talking about the mishap of the websites, the endless array of the payments not going through, and all, just needing alternate addresses, stuff like that. So finally when the products arrived, I just cleared off pretty much all the emails from Functional Beauty that was in my main inbox. Turns out I had a 2 or 3 emails alone in my trash and junk. Finally having got, a couple of, say a whole year, all of 2020, because I got the shampoo and conditioner very early 2020, or about getting close to just a bit past early 2020, but definitely for a whole year I've used Functional Beauty, including earliest this year, as we're now in April. So the pros is, with the amount that you get in your bottles, yes, it does take you a very long time to get through, depending on how much you wash your hair. If you do 2 shampoos once a week, or 2 shampoos twice a week, 2 shampoos 3 times a week, some people even just do 1 shampoo once, twice, 3 times a week. Plus that, the amount of hair that you have, obviously I have very fine, down to cut a little bit of volume, but I have very fine, naturally wavy hair as it is. So I only use 2 shampoos just to make sure that my scalp is nice and cleansed, and 1 conditioning, that's all it takes. I was using them on my extensions from Foxy Locks for a little bit for a while, but I just didn't want to be wasting too much product. Just a lousy fear factor that I would end up using too much on my extensions and not enough on my hair, because I really did not want to use so much of it on my extensions so quickly and not have enough on my hair because of just how long it took at all to arrive, you know, on Australian soil, but much less where I live, more specifically at my PO box, which even if something is directed to my house address, it can still wind up at my post office. So with, I know, a little bit back and forth, I'm not scripted or anything, this is just purely off the top of my head from as far as memory serves, which clearly by all this chopping and editing it isn't serving. By the time this product arrives, I cleared off all the emails from from the inbox. And then I got started with, filming the first impressions, just talking about the website mishhash. Doesn't make sense. And then I got on with experimenting around the products I learned physically. Now and again my hair, so now we get on to how it's made my hair feel, a whole year and up until the month of April, we're now on the 12th of April. How it's made my hair feel throughout this about a year and however many months we're into this year in conclusion. When I first used it, my hair definitely, because every time you colour your hair, you gotta at least wait until like 2 days before you colour it again. So that way you can really make sure that your colour is locked in. It's not going to be stripped away so instantly by the shampoo, no matter what shampoo you're using. Even if the shampoo you're using is colour safe, you can actually still strip back your hair colour. Because obviously the colour does not belong on your hair and the shampoo just acts as a strippant. Especially Tresemme, non-colour guarded Tresemme. I had freshly coloured my hair, 2 days later the product arrives and I get on with using it. So the first wash, my hair did feel very clean, I felt very moisturised, healthy, a little bit of movement. I just got a message and it took me by surprise, of all things. So my hair felt pretty much like the way it's looking right now actually, just as 2 days after I just washed my hair. 2 days after colouring it I washed it and it felt, smooth, freshly cleansed, and then every other few times I washed my hair with this product, it sometimes felt freshly shampooed with no conditioning, even when I had used a lot of conditioner. The conditioning amount that I use is probably an equivalent to this hairbrush handle. So if you can imagine like this amount on my hand, that's how much conditioner I use, and pretty much the same amount of shampoo both times, because I do 2 pumps just to make sure my scalp is cleansed and the roots of my hair is cleansed, and then I go in with conditioner. All this time later and my hair has just not been feeling like it's turned into hair that belongs on an Asgard goddess's head. Honestly, my hair has frequently felt just shampooed alone and very gritty. A lot of grip to the hair, like, that typical freshly shampooed feeling. I mean, some people can have the hair freshly shampooed and dried and the hair feels great. I don't know why that's the case, but with my hair, even when I have used conditioner, it just has not felt so evolutionarily cleansed and hydrated. When considering clearly my hair type, fine, oily, wavy, fine, oily, my hair goals were hydrate, replenish, hair, strengthen, oil control, and lengthen. So especially when I did do like a grown out-ish Cara Delevingne pixie cut, obviously she was like completely down to the scalp short, but as her hair grew back out again, I was inspired by her blondish pixie cut. I did that on myself, and of course when her hair products, well, it's a little after, like well after I had cut my hair that length, my hairline started to come back in a little bit, like a little bit shorter than where it is now. It then pulled back through, about here, pretty much right where this line of my neck is. It grew back to about that length. That's when I made a decision to officially go brunette. And 2 days later I was going brunette. And then the products arrived. I then got to using it a whole year and so later. I've just not experienced like the best experience with this product. I can't really tell if my hair has grown out really quickly due to the promising of lengthening. It's always felt shampooed, and I thought maybe I need to focus the product a little bit more intensively, so really give my hair a thorough scrub with the shampoo twice over and leave the conditioner in a little bit longer. You're supposed to leave conditioner in for about 1 minute to 2 minutes, depending on how dehydrated and dried out your hair is. Well, dried out is dehydrated. Even then, it wouldn't have made the biggest difference, and of course, the one key thing I had noticed when my hair was actually feeling amazing was when I'd be freshly out of the swimming pool, and of course learning from past experiences by not touching my hair with apple cider vinegar soon enough, and that's where all my problems started. With the salty chlorine that we have, my hair was basically like freshly bleached all over again, dried, sticky, very stiff, and just not having the time of its life. I wasn't too happy with it either, so even when I was using apple cider vinegar and a past hand shampoo conditioner I was using, a supermarket brand, but that's what we had at the time, my hair felt actually pretty good then, and I noticed that my hair was growing up really quickly. But when I got around to using Functional Beauty, it honestly felt like my hair had really slowed it down in health, in length, just in texture, as in, you know, the fresh cleansed texture. All in all, with a mishap with the websites, finally getting payments to go through, more importantly, finally the website telling me that my products have shipped and finally landing on Australian soil, I've then finally received the products, got to using them, started off with first impressions, but mishaps with the files getting corrupted, going back and forth between hard drive and desktop, so I just decided to scrap the whole thing and then just do when I get to the other side of the bottles, just to do a review. Now and again my hair felt pretty good, so I wanted to really try it without coconut oil, because I always use coconut oil after I wash my hair and as it was drying, and my hair felt pretty, you know, replenished after that. But I wanted to feel how the shampoos and conditioner would work all on its own, no additional products for assistance. Frequently my hair just had a lot of grip. I'll be just about combing my fingers through the roots of my hair, and my fingers would start to get a pretty decent grip towards the ends. That's obviously where your hair has the most damage. But even then, just with the freshly cleansed hair and no additional treatments, I knew I needed to give my hair a chance to adapt to the product and vice versa. It's just the way that my hair had non-stop been feeling the same way, even when I decided to incorporate the coconut oil again, you know, just to start to feel that my hair was slowly adapting to the product, but it wasn't feeling like I just used a Asgard Gods, I know, again with that reference, Asgard Gods hair product, you know, that they use, still working with metaphors there, but my hair wasn't feeling so evolutionarily amazing from Functional Beauty, despite my hair type and despite the goals. I don't know, it was not living up to its, from my perspective, it was not living up to its standards, my standards anyway. So because my hair has grown out, I have trimmed it up a few times, it's grown out again. I noticed that when I was using apple cider vinegar, my hair grew out faster and it felt better, versus when I was using Functional Beauty, my hair just felt freshly shampooed despite using conditioner. There wasn't a lot of rapid hair growth. I guess I was also expecting, like, having too many high expectations. I'm a low maintenance person, but I guess I just had too many high expectations for such a glorified shampoo and conditioner brand and genuine treatment brand, and as of late a skincare brand. Considering each thing I jotted down that I want my hair goals to be with this product, it wasn't living up to a whole lot of that. I mean, my hair, I guess, was feeling replenished as far as that fresh cleansed feeling, but it's only leaving a shampoo feeling. It was definitely not feeling hydrated, because when your hair's hydrated, you get a shiny look to your hair. I mean, it's only looking this good now because my battery's gone now. It's only looking this good now because I did use coconut oil whilst my hair was drying. I'm gonna let my battery charge and I'll be back soon. Sorry, I didn't mean for the audio to go nuts or whatever it did. Didn't even notice. Not until editing while waiting for my battery to charge. Besides the point. So as of late, in conclusion, my laptop battery is going down. Fantastic. Good thing we're at the end of this. So in conclusion, the product it has not satisfied me as much as I would have loved it to. Contradicted, no, that's not the word. Contradictory, still isn't it? Contradicting the video itself a little bit. My hair is looking and feeling really good now because I finally decided to, after not washing my hair for quite a long time, letting the oils come through, then giving it a good thorough wash, and then just as it was, you know, a little like 5% away from being dry, 5% left of being damp, I then put coconut oils in my hair and it has been a lot more fluid, a a lot more movement-ish. It's obviously just the finishing touch of the coconut oil, not so much of the shampoo itself, because I have tried it for a long time without the coconut oil and for just as long with coconut oil, back and forth, just to see how my hair is really taking the shampoo and conditioner. And honestly, the product just is not as satisfying as I'd hoped it to be, despite my hair type listed down, despite my hair goals listed down. I'm just not feeling replenished. Well, no, rephrase, I'm just not feeling hydrated, I'm better to say. Not feeling hydrated but replenished, yes, hence the shampoo-ish feeling. Lengthening, I honestly don't know. It's not like my hair is growing at a fast rapid pace because of the product. It was when I was using apple cider vinegar mixed with Organics range supermarket brand shampoo and conditioner. Obviously back when I was blonde and my roots was sticky out, that's a good indicator to know my hair was growing out fast. But that was the one time that my hair was growing out the quickest, despite how short it was, and the damage, the years of damage, not like years of heartless damage, but just when you go blonde, you are damaging your hair. It's just sometimes it's very obvious, and other times it's, you know, there's damage there, but it's not obvious to the naked eye. Which my hair was the latter up until the chlorine mishap. So with FOB, unfortunately, it just has not lived up to my expectations. Until I get my hands on other shampoo conditioner that I will feel happy with, I will continue to use just the rest of this shampoo product, just to try and get down to even further than I can, until I can get my hands on these new ones, because otherwise it will go to waste. And although the newer ones came in, my mum said she was going to give it a try, despite the fact that it goes against her hair type at all. She is all grey. She just decided to let her hair grow out completely, no more coloured brown parts of her hair, so all silver. She has a very sensitive scalp. I mean, her scalp does not appreciate any shampoo, organic or supermarket brand. She has the fussiest and irritated scalp I've ever heard of. I don't think she has psoriasis on the scalp per se. I'm just going to butcher that. But whatever her scalp's problem is, so she just basically has naturally straight hair, very, she has fine density hair, but she has a lot of naturally straight, like I said. And she has very naturally smooth hair, like it never feels dry or brittle or anything like that. My shampoo conditioner for her hair isn't really going to work, but she didn't necessarily want to give it to waste, let it go to waste, despite me offering to give it to well, Americans call it Goodwill, but we call it Op Shop. Anyway, so on my complete perspective of this product, it has not really made my hair feel hydrated up until at least I've used coconut oil. It has made it feel replenished a bit too well, hence the fresher shampoo feeling despite using conditioner. I have not noticed a dramatic change in length, dramatic growth in length. So I am not satisfied with function and beauty. I'm so sorry to say that for those who love it. It's their holy grail, their ride or die, which is fantastic for you guys if you're loving the product. If you could eat, sleep and bathe in it, maybe don't eat it. Obviously, figure of speech, metaphor. So this was my first impressions / end review on function and beauty products. Thank you all for listening, thank you all for watching. I do hope you enjoyed the products for yourself, but I just don't for me, because it's not giving me exactly what I wanted, what I would have liked to have had. So thank you all so much for watching this video, and I shall see you all for my future videos. Bye guys.